Okay, so starting on the left here, we have the energy-saving halogen bulb. You can see when we turn this bulb on, the reading on the Stetsriser meter does not go up. It stays about the same. You can see it's bouncing around a little bit. It'll do that, especially with a reading this high. You're going to get fluctuation, so it's constantly updating. But you can see that when we turn the bulb on, it's not spiking up, it's staying, it's still fluctuating just like it was. Next we'll turn the LED bulb on, and this one's also hooked up to a dimmer. So you can see the spike there. We went up about 100 points, and it can go up more, it just depends on the environment. Here you can see, okay, now we're up about a couple hundred points there, from around 550 up to 680. So you can see this bulb is producing high frequencies, and it's actually putting it back on the wires here, which go back into this whole building. So it's putting it on the wiring of the building, and it makes these high frequencies available everywhere in the building. And high frequencies like that radiate out as radio frequencies, and that's what interferes with our health. It affects the body on a cellular level, even on a molecular level. It's changing the way protein molecules are folding, and the way different structures are lining up inside cells. It's changing the reactivity of cell membranes and voltage-gated calcium channels. It's really a wide range of health effects. So we'll turn that bulb back off. You'll see it go down. We'll turn on the full spectrum bulb, which is just like an incandescent. It just gives you light more similar to what you have outdoors, natural sunlight. Same thing as the energy efficient bulb. It doesn't, same thing as the energy efficient halogen bulb. It's perfectly clean. No change. Let's try the curly bulb now, the compact fluorescent. Okay, you can see that spikes up a bit as well. And it varies. Each bulb is a little different. Every LED bulb is a little different. Every compact fluorescent bulb is a little different as far as how much it'll spike. But no matter what, it's because these bulbs are running off of direct current, and they have a switch mode power supply inside that switches the alternating current to direct current. That's how they save electricity. They're pulsing on and off very rapidly. So even though you can't see it with the eye, this bulb's actually using electricity in pulses, in very short, quick pulses. Whereas the old-fashioned bulb, the electricity gets to flow back and forth uninterrupted, unimpeded. So this is what we call a linear load. It's constant, it's even, it's steady, it's smooth. Nothing's interfering with the electricity. It's just flowing through. On these bulbs, we're pulsing, and every single little pulse is a little surge that gets put out into our environment. Now, with the filters, you'll see that we'll be able to filter this out. Now, this is with the bulbs off. You can see one filter brings it down from the mid 500s down to around 35. So we'll try plugging in a second bulb there. Okay, and you see we have another good significant drop down below 30, which is ideal. Now, if we turn these on, you're not going to see much. Okay, there's a little bit of a jump there. You can see that even with the filters, it's still spiking that a little bit. We can turn this one on as well. Not too big of a jump there. So you can see the filters helps to eliminate that, although we still recommend using safe bulbs, because there's, anything that we can remove from our environment that's producing unneeded pollution, it's a good thing to do. It's a good way to clean up your environment, and I'll show you this another way. So I'm going to take the filters back out a second, although it shouldn't matter. Okay, this is just an AM radio. We use these a lot as a general electrosmog. We call electrosmog detector. So this is going to show us where high frequencies are, and it's a good little inexpensive way. It's not a precise way to measure anything, but it's a good way to pick things up, and that's usually what we're after. We don't get so caught up on readings as we do we're looking for ways to clean up the environment. So we're looking to be able to detect things and then know that we should replace them with something that's safe. Because there are no safe readings of radiation. You know, we can't say, well, this reading or below is safe. All readings have a health effect, so we're just trying to reduce it as much as possible. So you can see with the standard, this is the energy-saving halogen. You can see there's no change on the radio when we turn that on and off. Actually, you can hear a little click right when it comes on, and that's the switch that I'm flicking on and off making contact. So there's a little bit of an arc when the switch makes contact. That's that little bit of a surge, but it's momentary, so we're not worried about that. We're more worried about devices like this that can be surging thousands or even tens of thousands of times a second. So when we turn one on like that, you can see a dramatic change on what we're picking up on the radio. And even as we change the setting on the dimmer switch, you can hear that tone change. So that's radiation. That's radio frequency radiation, which the World Health Organization has classified as a Class 2B possible carcinogen. That's putting that out into our environment while those are on. It's also putting it back onto the wire. So it's putting it out in space as we are picking it up with the radio. It's also putting it back onto the wiring. Okay, full spectrum bulb. And be careful, if you're going to go with full spectrum, don't get compact fluorescent full spectrum. Make sure you get the incandescent type of full spectrum bulb. That's the type that looks just like a classic old-fashioned light bulb. That's the kind you want. You can see there's no change. Let's try the compact fluorescent bulb now. You can see the closer we get to the bulb, the worse it is. Same thing over here. But even out far away, you know, even coming out, we could probably pick this up 10 feet away even. So you can see it really comes out into the environment. And then it's also putting it back on the wires. And the more bulbs you turn on, if you turn on a set of bulbs at a time, you're going to be putting a lot out into your environment.